Did you wear a sign at Burning Man to say to people like, I'm not mute, I'm not being a jerk, I just am doing silent? Or how did you keep silent for that long?
I wore one big sign that says I'm a jerk. I don't know.
Yeah, not listening.
I didn't want to be a spectacle, so I wasn't intending to wear a sign. But if someone noticed, and by the way, some people never noticed. I've got funny stories about that. I had one person, it was a group of three, but at the end of our conversation, of which I did no speaking, uh, he tapped me on the back. He's like, this is after 20 minutes. This is not short. This is 20 minutes. And he said, oh man, it was so good to get to know you. I loved our conversation. I was silent the whole time. I was like, what converse? Okay, cool. That's your conversation. Got it. And I was present. I was with him. And I don't know if he thought maybe I couldn't speak, but it never came up, but he never asked. But I had a card for those people that did ask. And the card says, since I learned to speak, I haven't stopped. So I'm choosing this week at Burning Man to be silent. And if there's something you wish to share, I promise I won't interrupt.
That's so
And
cool.
that was the most beautiful invitation. I mean, the things that people shared was mind-blowing. And I think partly because interruption is nearly a sport. People would say, like, I don't mean to interrupt, but I'm like, yes, you do. You just interrupted. It was premeditated interruption. So I had a sign, and those were some really, because there's that curiosity, right? That's what was driving the interactions for me and for the person connecting. And that's one of my highest values is I love learning, and I love, exploring.
Wow, that's so cool. I was wondering how you got around that. So, yes, I love the card idea. And
Yeah.
isn't it funny when when they say, I just loved getting to know you, man, and there's been no audibles from you.
Seems like a lot of people are just talking at each other, not with each other. A lot of the times it's like people are hearing each other, but they're not listening to anything because both people are waiting to get in what they have to say. And so they are not actually, they're thinking about their response, right? And that's what we do. We listen to people and then we think about our response and then we say something. But just listening will show you that the response will come naturally. You don't even have to think about it. You don't even have to think about what you want to say.
I think you're right. And there's, it's funny when using words like just, right? I'm just trying to, which is a terrible sentence, because like you minify what you're not going to do because you anyway, like double negating what you're about to say. And yet what you just said is so common, so incredibly powerful, just listening. And just listening is really powerful. I didn't recognize that at all before. And I think what you said is really profound. Just listening it should be like, listening is great, right? Just listening sounds like it's minifying it, but it's like there's justice to listening. There's justice to being heard. And there's so many people I feel, especially now, have not felt heard.